Welcome to the channel Nursing in Handy. This channel is preferably for the nursing fraternities to have a continuous learning in the profession. So today we will be seeing about collective bargaining. So before proceeding into the topic, we must know what is meant by collective bargaining. So what is meant by bargain? In simple term, I am going to any vegetable shop or any fancy shops. So I am getting 1 kg of onion. It is about 1 kg nowadays it is about 50 rupees. So I'm just arguing, like I'm just bargaining. So just I want it in 40 rupees. Then the shopkeeper will say, oh my god, 40 rupees, it is a loss for me, just give me a 50 rupees. I'm saying no, I cannot buy in 50 rupees, I just want it in a 40 rupees. Then both the buyer and the shopkeeper will mutually decide, okay, you give me for 45 rupees. Okay, then the shopkeeper will say, okay, I will give you for 45 rupees. Like that, both the parties will have a mutual concern, and whether it is acceptable for the shopkeeper, he will say yes. And also the buyer, the consumer who says, who accepts that negotiation, he will accept. So in simple term, that is known by bargain. So in a healthcare institution or any organization, the employer and employees will do some negotiations to do a bargain. Whether that bargain may be due to the employees will ask for any increment or any beneficial packages, like that. So this is in simple term, this mean by collective bargaining. So before going into the topic, kindly like it, share it and subscribe it to have a latest update in the channel. So we'll see in detail one by one. So introduction. Collective bargaining is a process of negotiation between employers and a group of employees aimed at agreement to regulate working, salaries, working conditions, benefits and other aspects of workers' compensation and rights for workers. The interests of the employees are commonly presented by representative of a trade union to which the employees belong. So in movies and all, we have seen, there will be some unions, and one of the representative of the union will go and do the negotiation, like I want 30% bonus, I want 50% bonus. In the same way, in our healthcare institution also, we do the bargaining for our working conditions and also for the safety of their working environment, and any increment or salary packages, increase in the salaries, or doing any performance appraisal. So whatever the concern as the employees we have, we will demand it to the administration. So like I want attractive salary packages, so I want a performance appraisal in my profession, so I want a increment in my professions yearly. Like that, whatever the concern we are having, we as a group will decide first that whether we will ask or not, like that. Then after we will go and bargain. That is known as collective bargaining. So definition: a collective bargaining is the agreement between a single employer or an association of employers on one hand and a labor union on the other, which regulates the term and conditions of the employment. So this definitions by Tudwig by 2022. So in simple term, here the collective bargaining means a group of employees who is going to bargain from the organizations for their benefit. So whether the organization accepts or rejects depending upon the process of bargaining, that is collective bargaining. So a single individual cannot do the bargaining in an institution. So a group of members or group of employees will join together who and all have a common interest on the or a common goal. They will join together and demand from the organization regarding their increment or whatever the package they wanted, whatever the benefit they want from the institution. So other definition by Jogendra Vati is collective bargaining is a process of negotiation between employers and a group of employees aimed at reaching agreement to regulate working conditions. So this is the other definition of collective bargaining. So objectives of collective bargaining is to arrive at an agreement on wages and other working conditions, to provide an opportunity for the workers, and also sometimes what happens, there will be a dispute or any dilemmas among the workers. So that can also be voiced out to the administration by collective bargaining. to protect the interest of a nurse employees, to negotiate voluntarily, to resolve or prevent a conflict or any disputes among the nurses. So for example, we can see like two or three nurses are just having a difference of opinion or any dispute. This can be resolved and this can be bargained from the administration. So this is the main objectives of the collective bargaining. And other objectives are to ensure the participation of trade unions. So even our nursing personnel, we have as a nursing fraternities, we too have a trade unions to facilitate the reaching a solution that is acceptable, and to develop a conducive atmosphere for good organizations relations, to provide a stable and peaceful organization relation, to enhance the productivity of the organization by preventing the strike, to have a mutual benefit and progress. So as a administration, I will only come to know if the employees are bargaining with me. If they are asking me, like, we want a safety working environment, we want increment, we want attractive salary packages, we want a good working conditions of environment, like that, if they are demanding only, I will come to know what are the shortcomings are there for the nurses as the administrator. And also I will see that we have a peaceful organizations. If we have a peaceful organization only, the productivity of the organization will be increased. So that means productivity means the patient will come towards the hospitals and seek the medical care. So that is a productivity. So and in the same way, we'll come to know what are the shortcomings we are having as a nurses. If I do the bargain only, I will come to know what are my rights and what are the shortcomings I am facing in my profession, like that. So next we'll see the characteristics of collective bargaining. So first is collective. So collective in the sense like it is a two-way process of bargaining where the employer's representative and the employee's representative sit together to negotiate terms of employment. Here the bargaining will not take place directly from the employees to the administration. So one of the representative from the employer and one of the representative from the employees will meet together. They will negotiate them whatever they wanted and whatever they wanted to provide. So voluntary. So both the parties will come voluntarily. So in order to prevent the strike, both the parties will come voluntarily and do the negotiation. Like for example, I want a bonus for my Diwali. So I am asking, like, I want 30% bonus, I want 10% bonus, so I want 50% bonus, like that. There will be a negotiation. Next is formal. So it is a formal process in which certain employment related issues are to be regulated at national level and workplace level. So improvement. So in order to improve the employer-employees relation in organization and resolve the management and employees conflict. So collective bargaining is also going to help in the employer and employees relationship. So it is going to improve the relationship. What is going to help to improvement of this relationship is collective bargaining. So next is, it is a formal process. It is being for the upliftment of the organization, and also as the employee, if I do my collective bargaining, that is if I do the proper bargaining only, I will get the proper benefit and I will also work toward the organizational goals. So this is the other characteristics of collective bargaining. So next is, it is a flexible. That means whatever we are just demanding from the organization or administration, no, it is not at all fixed. It will be changing one by one. And that is, it is not a static. So representation. So in a collective bargaining, both the parties will have a representation. That is from the employer side and from the employee side. So who is the head of the workers are called employer, who is working under the employer is known as employees. Okay, so they will not directly deal with the administration. So there will be a representation, and that representative will go and ask all the negotiation what the group has decided. So strength, both the parties are very active in participating in the collective bargaining, and they are also strong enough to face off and talk of about their own parties. So nurses, like we have associations, we have unions. In the same way, the organizations will also have. So that representative and one among the nurses representative will say, okay, I want a safety working environment. So I want an increment. I want a equal wages. I want a gender equality of my equal wages. So I want attractive packages. So I want like whatever the benefits we want. So we will ask from the nearby hospitals, what is your salary, like that we will ask. Then we will come to know, okay, there is a shortcomings in our profession, so we also have to join together and do the bargaining. So that is only a collective bargaining. So group of members join together, they think that all the group members will have a common interest. Okay, so in the common interest is all will say, okay, I want a bonus. So one will say, yes, I too want a 10% bonus. Then other third party will say, yes, I too want a 20% bonus. Like that they will decide among themselves, okay, for this time we will ask for the bonus from the organization. So who will ask? So one of the representative of that nursing group will decide, okay, I am the representative of this group, I am going to ask from the administration. So administration will, what will do is, they will also be the volunteer person to do the negotiation between the workers. Okay, I cannot give you 30%, I can give only 10%. Like that they will negotiate with each other, they'll come to know whether it is acceptable or not, and depending upon the situation they will decide. Okay, the employer will decide, okay, whatever the demand you are keeping, no, I will resolve it. Or else the employees will think, okay, you have come to an end, we want only 10% or we want only 5% increment. Like that they will collectively join together and do a decision. So next, it is a dynamic process. That is, collective bargaining is a dynamic that go on changing over a period of time. That is not a fixed, so it's not a fixed agreement, so it will be going on changing every year and every time. And it is a continuous process. So it begins with the agreement, the implementation of agreement and further negotiation. So bipartite process, that means here both the representatives will do the negotiation by face to face across the table. So they will come in a physical contact and they will do the negotiation in the table. So the representative of the nurses association and the representative of the administration, they both will come together in a voluntary way and they will have a table conference and they will decide, okay, I'm accepting to give you the bonus. Then he will say, okay, if you're accepting the bonus, then give me 10% bonus. Then he will say, like, then the administration will say, sorry, we cannot give you 10% bonus, we can give you only 5% bonus. Then they will say, okay, 5% bonus is enough for us. Like that they will, either it will be win competition or a lose-win competition. So depending upon the situation, whether the process of the collective bargaining will be changing. So there will be different characteristics of collective bargaining. So it will be based on the situation and period of time. So we cannot say that it is fixed for every time and every year, everything. So next is process of collective bargaining. So what is mean by process of collective bargaining? We will see one by one in detail. So first one is prepare. This phase involves composition of a negotiation team. The negotiation team should consist of a representative of both the parties with adequate knowledge and skills for negotiation. So for example, I just have a simple example. In a class, there will be one representative. Why that person is representative? Because they will be having a demanding voices. They will be very problem solving person. He will be very obedient, like that. The same way in the nurses association also, we all group will decide a single person to be a part of the representative. That representative should have a good communication skill, good listening skills and a good problem solving skills and everything. And based on that, a representative of the nursing group will be decided, and that representative will discuss among all the group members of the nurses, like what demand we are going to keep with the organization. And after that, all the group members will say, okay, this is the only demand we are going to keep to the organization, you just go and represent the group, because the administration cannot talk to each and every person. So that one person is going to represent the whole group and ask for the negotiation. That is a preparation. Next is discussion. So in the parties decide the ground rules and that will guide the negotiation. That is, they will discuss among themselves whether whatever the negotiation we are just keeping it, whether it is achievable negotiation, whether it is a measurable, whether it is specific association, whether it is going to be the benefit for the production of the organization as well as the workers. So like that we will discuss, and we will see. So for example, if I am the administrator, I am going to give whatever the employees is asking. If I am just accepting and giving everything, means the productivity of the organization will get reduced. So depending upon the situation, depending upon the productivity value, and depending upon the benefit of both the organization and the employees, they all will discuss together regarding the negotiation. So what negotiation has been put forward by the employers to the employer. So how we are going to combat, how we are going to accept their rules and regulations, like that. As the employer and employees, we will decide, we will discuss among themselves, and we will see all the rules and regulations of the organization, and then we will do the negotiation. So next is propose. So after preparation and after discussion, there is a proposition phase. That means this phase could be described as brainstorming. The exchange of message takes place and opinions of both the parties are sought out. So both the parties will give some discussions and give some their point of view, like, okay, I want this increment, I want to have a yearly vacation, like that. Whatever the demand the employees are having, no, they will put forward, they will discuss among themselves, they will exchange their ideas, like, yes, I want this year I want this much of increment or this much of bonus. So the administration representative will say, no, last year only we have given 30% bonus, so this year we are going to give only 10% bonus, like that we will be negotiating. Next phase is bargain. So this is the complete phase. That is, this stage comprises the time when what if and proposals are set forth and the drafting of agreement take place. So the bargain will take place from the employee's side. So like, I want a 20% bonus for my salary, so I want increment, like that they will do the bargain. I want it, whatever the issue will be, I want that much of increment, that much of, like that. Next is settlement. So whether sometimes the administration side will decide, okay, whatever you are asking, I am giving you, that will happen. And other scenario will also happen, the employees will decide, okay, if you are not interested to give, no problem, just give us 2%, like that. They will see whether it is achievable or not. So based on that, the negotiation will be carried out or not, will be done in the future terms. Next is formalizing agreement, that is drafting agreement. That means after a good faith bargaining, a formal document must be prepared. It should be simple, clear and concise. So whatever, if you are bargaining, so organization have decided to give you a good some amount of increment. So what happens, immediately there will be a drafting of agreement will be there, because we as a nurses in a healthcare institution, we follow the documentation, proper documentation. So even in the future terms, we'll come to know, okay, at this period of time this demand was been taken place and this negotiation has been done and this collective bargaining has been done, like that. In the same way, next is enforcing the agreement. So as soon as the agreement is being signed, we are going to enforce it in the workplace. So as soon as we are signing, we are drafting the agreement, we will make the points to come in the force as soon as possible. Okay, so that is the enforcing the agreement. So next we'll see about the types of collective bargaining. So first one is conjunctive or distributive bargaining. That means from this it is very clear. So one side of the party will get lose and other side of the party will get win. Either employer and employees, whoever it is, only one side gets win. So conjunctive bargaining is the most common type of bargaining and involves zero-sum negotiations. In other words, one side wins and other side loses. Next is cooperative or integrative bargaining. From the word itself, it is very clear. They are becoming in a very cooperative manner. Here both the parties will win. So integrative bargaining is similar to problem solving sessions in which both the sides are trying to reach a mutually beneficial alternative, that is a win-win situation. So both the parties will win. So next is a productivity bargaining. So a form of collective bargaining leading to a productivity agreement in which management offers a pay raise in exchange for the alteration to employees' working practices designed to increase productivity. So for example, as administration, I will say that, okay, this year I am going to give you a 10% of bonus. You have to work for the accomplishment of the goal. That is, for if the productivity of the organization improves, we will give you this much amount of increment, like that. So in order to improve the productivity of the organization or any institution, the administration will provide you some handsome of money or any increment or beneficial packages. So that is known as productivity bargaining from the administration side. Next is a composite bargaining. That means wages with equality. So both the genders will get the same salary because both are going to do the same work and everything. So this is known as a composite bargaining, that is the bargaining for the gender equality. So both the men and women should have a same salary negotiation. So if they are receiving 20,000 means the female also should receive the same amount. That is the composite bargaining. So next we will see about the importance of collective bargaining. So develops a sense of self-respect and responsibility among the employees. So once I do the bargain only, I will come to know what are my rights and what is my responsibility to do. And next is to increase the strength of workforce, thereby increasing their bargaining capacity as a group. So it increases the morale and productivity of the employees. The employees feel motivated as they can approach their management on various matters and bargain for higher benefits. They will come to know that, so whatever the concern we are having, we can approach to the organizations and we can have the bargaining. It increases the morale and productivity of the employees, and they feel that they are being motivated in the workplace. So once they do the bargaining, that is a collective bargaining, a group of people who come together and do the bargaining only, they will come to know what is the main importance of the employees to the organizations. And also the importance to employees are develop a sense of self-respect, responsibility among the employees, and the workers feel motivated, and only the workers will know that what and all the rights we are having, we are going to ask from the institution or any administration. The administration will provide based upon the situation and need, they will give and they will accept. So in order to improve the productivity and retainment of the staff into the employment, they will accept some of the bargain that is being put forward by the employees to the administration. So next, importance to the employers, that is a higher authority. That is, becomes easier for the management to resolve any issues that is being taken up by the employees. Tends to promote a sense of job security among employees, and thereby tends to reduce the cost of labor. Turnover to management. So once we are providing the proper negotiation, whatever the demand that is being kept by the employees to the organization, then only will the employers will think that the retainment of the employees will be there. So if it is not there, means what happens? Turnover will be more. The employees will not work in the institution for a very long period of time. So due to the improper increment, improper performance appraisal, like that. Next is opens up the channel of communication between the workers and the management, and increases work participation in decision making. So plays a vital role in settling and preventing the industrial disputes. So these all about the importance to employer, that is the higher authority. So far we have seen the importance to employees. So how, if we are asking any demand to the organization, how it is going to be the important to them. Next is importance to employer. Next is importance to society, that is leads to industrial peace in the country, results in establishment of harmonious industrial climate. So once the industry or any organization is working in a very smooth manner only, what happens? The society will become very peaceful and there will be no any strike. So if there is a difference of opinion is there will be strike, and there will be what happens? The damage to the public or the private things or institution will take place. So once they are having a harmonious environment in the working place, it is going to improve the productivity and it is going to improve the peaceful environment. If there is a peaceful environment in the working place, it is automatically going to boost up the society. Next is issues of collective bargaining. Wages and working conditions, working norms, that is the waging and working conditions and working norms differ from one organization to other. So sometimes it is quite difficult to just do a comparison between the other organizations and doing the collective bargaining. It is just a cumbersome process. So next is incentive payments, job security, changes in technology, and staff transfers and promotions. So for example, I am the representative of the nursing staff union, means sometimes what happens, I may go to other job or I may get transferred. So that bargaining process, collective bargaining process will just stop as it is. So it is quite difficult to continue again due to the shifting of the staffs, promotion of staffs, transfer of the staffs. So next is grievances, disciplinary matters. So sometimes the organization, what they think is, if we are doing any any strike or any just voicing out against or voicing out for our right, means they will consider it as a disciplinary actions. Next is health and safety. So this is all about the issues of collective bargaining. Another preparation for collective bargaining is preparation should begin months before a contact talk. So before any bargaining, the meeting should take place a very few months before. Assemble a group of members, that is nurses, who support collective bargaining. So we say no, in classroom also, raise your hand. So even a small decisions we are making, no, like I'm asking, so who all want a 20% bonus, or who all wanted an increment for this year month, we'll ask for bargain. So everyone will raise, so I too want. So who and all is raising hands, they will join together as a group and they will do the collective bargaining. Next is arrange a meeting with the representative of a state nurses association. So we have such demands to our organizations, so we want the support of the association. Next is assess the feasibility of organizing campaign. So whatever we are just having the demand, it should be achievable, it should be measurable, and it should attain the long term and short term goals. Next is establish organizing committee and subcommittee. Begin the process of obtaining union authorization card. So once we are the part of the union only, we can do the collective bargaining. Next is schedule an informal meeting for nurses eligible for the collective bargaining unit. So whatever we are having the demand, you just have a meeting among the nurses who and all is eligible to be the part of those meeting. Next, keep the lines of communication open with the nurses. So we should have a proper open communication, so that the communication will be given to all the persons, that is all the nurses of the organizations. So for example, in the collective bargaining, if you are making any decisions, we do discuss among themselves, no, like we will ask this much, we will ask 20%, we will ask 10%, we will ask for increment, or we will ask for any safety working environment. Like that, if we ask and discuss only, it will just do the grievances of the it will just elevate the grievances of the nurses, and also they will see what are the rights we are having, everything. Next is what are the demands we are having as a nurses. That demand can be fulfilled by the organizations, and also that as a nurses, I will just compare it, or I will do the research by comparing it with my nearby hospitals, like how much salary they are getting, what is the salary structures, what is the wages, and what are the attractive packages they are giving for their employees, and what are the benefits they are giving for their employees, like they will be giving a combo of or any extra increments. So yearly they may have 1,000 rupees of increment, or 2,000 of increment, or attending of any seminars or workshops. So whatever the benefit they are getting from the other healthcare organizations, we can compare it and we can do the negotiation or demand to the organization. Next is points to be kept in mind. Set a clear objectives and understand the objectives. Do not hurry. When in doubt, discuss with your association. So as a representative, I will discuss with my group that whatever this decision we have taken, so I am going to represent these all points to the group, like that. So this is in simple term about the collective bargaining. So what are some types of collective bargaining, what are the process of collective bargaining, and what are the points to be kept in collective bargaining. So far we have discussed in detail each and everything. So if you have any doubt, kindly drop down in the comment box, and kindly like it, share it and subscribe it, and kindly utilize this platform to have a continuous learning in our profession. So if you have any doubt, kindly just post me a comment, and you can also just suggest me any videos regarding what videos I can put in our nursing topics, what topics can be taken in my next forthcoming videos. And thank you for watching the Nursing Handy channel.